Hello everybody and welcome to my channel, and today I will be taking a look at a film that is actually quite depressing, and that movie is The Plague Dogs. The Plague Dogs was directed by Martin Rosen and was based on a book by Richard Adams. Richard Adams is mostly known for creating the book Watership Down, and another interesting fact is that the creators of the Watership Down film also did the Plague Dogs movie. So you may be wondering, what is this film about? The movie is basically about these two dogs named Ralph and Stitter who escaped from a research lab which they were being experimented in, and basically they want to become wild animals, so they come across a fox named the Todd who promises to teach them to hunt if they're willing to share their food, but it's actually believed that the dogs are carrying the bubonic plague, so the humans send out hunters to go kill them. As you can probably tell from the description, this is not at all a kids movie. While the film is about dogs, it still features some really disturbing imagery and some swearing as well. The film has an overall dark, gloomy, and depressing tone because that is the type of movie that it's trying to go for. I respect that because a lot of movies today are trying to be dark, gloomy, and depressing because they know people will go see that stuff, but this is the type of movie that actually deserves to be that kind of movie. The main characters of this film I all find pretty likable. I like Snitter. He's the dog who has had a master before, and he knows that not all humans are bad. And then Ralph's the big tough one who doesn't trust humans at all. I also like the Todd. He was kind of just your average fox character who's sneaky and stoops around and stuff. But considering that he was in most of the film, I would consider him a main character. Maybe it is because they're dogs, but this movie really does make you sympathize with all these characters. And that is basically what the movie is trying to do, because this is an anti-vivication film. Vivication is pretty much using live animals to test experiments. This film does a really good job at showing how horrible vivication can be. One example is that the movie actually opens up with a dog drowning because of these experiments that the scientists are doing on him. You may think that's a bit too intense of a way to start off a movie, but it does work with the overall tone of it. Snitter, the smaller dog in this movie, also has a big cut on his head and he's constantly hallucinating things. Overall, the whole anti-vivication thing about this film is probably one of the film's best aspects. It may be really disturbing to watch, but if it wasn't disturbing, then you wouldn't be getting the message as clearly as they want to. The animation in this film is also very well done. As I mentioned before, the backgrounds and stuff are usually all dark, gloomy, and depressing. I really like how the animals move in this movie because they didn't give them cartoony movements like they would in a Disney movie. They actually gave them really realistic movements so they looked like they were actual dogs. But it is a good thing that they did not go with a live action film, because otherwise the whole talking animal thing just wouldn't have worked as well. To tell you the truth, I actually do prefer this film to Watership Down, and you may be wondering, why is that? Well, one of the reasons is that I've always had a better connection to dogs. I've had a couple of dogs in my lifetime, and the thing is with Watership Down, it's kind of hard to connect with bunnies. The other problem that I had with Watership Down was that there were way too many characters to keep track of, while this movie only has like 3 main characters. By having less characters, it's easy to connect with them in the time given and learn more about each character. I am not going to lie though, some parts of this movie do move a bit slow, but the film does get a lot better within the last half hour of it. Which brings me to my non-spoiler thoughts on the ending of this film. The ending of this film is probably the greatest achievement of it because it manages to be both beautiful and sad. By having a sad ending, you're really getting the point across how horrible vivication is. If you were to have a happy ending, then you would see how horrible it is still, it just wouldn't probably hit you as hard. I also loved the song that they ended with in the credits, Time and Tide by Alan Price, because it's a really beautiful song and it goes perfectly with the ending. I'd also like to point out that I've actually heard that the book had a happy ending, so if you prefer a happy ending to a sad ending, then you might as well go read the book. So those are my thoughts on The Plague Dogs. Overall, I do highly recommend this movie, especially if you are a person that likes sad and tragic films. However, if you do not like those type of movies and you prefer a much happier ending to your film, then I probably do not recommend this movie to you. I'm Dr. Tomato and I thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like the video or subscribe to my channel, and I will be having more videos up soon. Thanks again.